What is going on, guys? It is Estates FC. In today's video, we're going to be predicting the U.S. men's national team roster for the upcoming January camp. So let's get into it. So as far as games, nothing's been technically scheduled yet. We've had rumors of Serbia, Canada. Serbia would be on January 31st in Orlando, but I don't know about Canada so far. I've even heard of rumors of maybe even a third game. 3 games would also be nice, but I doubt 3 games will happen. So yeah, that's as far as games go. As far as the roster, defenders and goalkeepers, I want to say before I start, initially I had a nice, better formatted PowerPoint or like whatever template I use, but that somehow got deleted, and that was kind of very frustrating. And I just want to get the video out. So I know if you guys don't like the format, let me know down in the comments, but this is what I'm going to do. I did it in like almost a depth chart, like I guess starting 11. So left back George Bello, I don't know if he will be on the roster because on any night it doesn't usually let players go on non-FIFA days, but I think Greg Berhalter can convince Carlos Bocanegra and his staff to let him go because he's going to be important for the U.S. this upcoming year. Chase Gasper, I would say Sam Vines, but I want to see what Chase Gasper could do because he could potentially be starting left back for the U.S. in the World Cup. As far as center backs, Aaron Long, I think is our best center back in MLS in the U.S. player pool. Walker Zimmerman was the best this year, but I still think it's Aaron Long. Miles Robinson, again, another Atlanta United player we don't know about. Right center back, Walker Zimmerman, that's pretty obvious. Abubakar Keita, maybe he's an Olympic option, we don't know. Right back, Julian Araujo was really impressive against El Salvador. I want to see if he can continue to do that. Nick Lima, right back's kind of a weak spot. Brian Reynolds, he's going to leave, so there's not many right backs in MLS still. Maybe even Kyle Duncan, but I'm just not too impressed with him either. As far as keeper, Matt Turner, Sean Johnson, and David Ochoa, I think those are pretty easy calls. Maybe you can do JT Mankowski, but Matt Turner's going to be the number one. Midfielders at defensive mid, you got Jackson Yueill, Gianluca Busio, and James Sands. All had a really good year this year in MLS. Jackson Yueill, I still think this is a superior 6 in the player pool. I did 8 midfielders too because I do think it won't be just 23 players. I do think it'll be somewhere around 26 players. Brother calls him. As far as center mid, Paxton Pomacall, I know he's capable of playing the 8 or the 10. Very talented player as well. He was hampered with injuries this year, but I know he still can contribute. I also want to see Keaton Acosta. I know you guys are like, why Keaton Acosta? Because one, I'd rather have him over Christian Roldan because he's proven to be better on the national team stage. 2, he's got versatility. He can play anywhere in the midfield, and he's got some legs to cover a lot of ground, something that we need in a CONCACAF, especially in a Gold Cup. And we're getting kind of tired, and all these other athletic teams are just running us out of the park. But Keaton Acosta could definitely bounce to midfield, I feel like. And then the 8 and 10 hybrid role, I'm gonna give it Sebastian Lletget. Again, our best midfielder MLS we have. Caden Clark, I want to see what he's capable of doing because we all know there's hype around him. He could be going to Europe next year. And also Cole Bassett, if he does not move to Europe, I want to see him get called up. I want to see him get some minutes, not just in the camp, but I think he's a really good player in MLS, got some really good goal and assist production this year. So yeah, these are my 8 midfielders I called in. I guess you could also make a case for me even like James Sands, maybe even Brian Zervania, but I think he's switching nationality, so those are my midfielders. As far as forwards, left wing Jordan Morris, our best attacking player in MLS. He's an elite player in MLS. I don't think people give him credit, but his productivity has been top 5 in the league the past 2 years. Yeah, so Jordan Morris number 1. So I'm gonna go Jeremy and Bobasay. I know he can play up top, so he's another versatile player. I guess I could put him as striker. But as far as strikers do go, Daryl DK probably won't move to Europe this year, probably next year. But he's gonna have a monster this year in MLS because he's almost like Josie Altidore. He's got pace when he can use it. Really good hold-up play of the ball. I do think he can maybe work on his runs off the ball, but he's definitely our number 1. I think he has the potential with the U.S. going forward. Josh Zardes, I wouldn't mind him starting either in both of these games because he's still a good player. Not quite at the starting. He's not Josh Sargent level quite yet. Not quite yet, but he's not at the level. So those are my 2 strikers. I think both will share game time. Right wing Chris Mueller, I know he can play on the left as well, but he seems as he can play on the right too. I'd rather have Jordan Morris on the left because he's much better on the left. And Chris Mueller's still productive on the right. On the right wing, I'm also go Paul Arriola. Not the most flashy player, but he's effective. He works pretty hard. Decent crosser of the ball. He's going to play a part in the Gold Cup. Same with Chris Mueller. So those are my forward options that I like so far. Maybe other possible additions. I doubt it because of quarantine and having to go back to Europe. But some of these guys are maybe in second teams, so they don't get many first team minutes. Kobe Hernandez Foster still in 18. Wolfsburg second team. Connor De La Fuente, I want to see him play with the national team again. Uli Yanez, I doubt this is probably the least likely going to happen because he's playing club football, but he's not getting so many minutes. Brian Cahill, a guy I think who's still Still young, but has a lot to grow, and he's a lot like Yunus Musa to me. Covers lots of ground, good passer. So I want to see him get called about it most of any of these people. Nick Tatsweek, he just got released by Schalke earlier this week. He's still talented. He's probably going to come back to MLS, I'm assuming. Matthew Hope, I highly doubt this too. Schalke, still playing with Schalke at the moment, the first team. You know, they're absolutely terrible, but I wouldn't mind him seeing with the U.S. Taylor Booth, the guy in Bayern Munich second team, and Johnny Cardoso, been back from injury but not getting game time. So I want to see him get back with the U.S. pool, see where he's at. So this is my ideal starting 11. I have Jordan Morris on the left, Darrell Dike up top, Chris Muller on the right, Leggett at the 8 and the 10 hybrid, Paxton Pomacall the 8, Jackson Yueill on the 6, George Bell at left back, Aaron Long, Walker Zimmerman covering the center backs, Julian Araujo and Matt Turner. I think this lineup could definitely beat both Canada and Serbia. But with this lineup, I want to answer a couple questions. You know, how Berhalter's going to use the wingers. Does he want them wide? Does he want them exploiting space in behind? Do they invert? That's going to be interesting to see. How often the fullbacks going to keep getting forward? You know, under Berhalter, we like to see the fullbacks get forward quite a lot. I want to see the advancement of the midfield trio, whether they're compact, whether they get out the field really quickly, or they play kind of more passive. I also want to see if the high press is going to continue, something Berhalter seems to be very key on this year and last year. You know, high pressing opponents at the field. Instead of playing in a 4-4-2, when he's pressing, it's more of a 4-3-3, and he likes to press a lot. And I also see if Darrell Dike will drop back in the midfield, or if he's going to be sitting on their back line trying to exploit the space in behind. So I think this lineup, again, is actually pretty decent. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to please hit that like, subscribe button. I would like to say thank you for the recent success I've had. I hit 100 subscribers today. That meant a lot to me. I've also had quite a few views on a lot of my recent videos. It's awesome to see the US soccer community continue to grow. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.